Welcome to MojoPlays. Today we're looking at everything we know already and some predictions for Rocksteady's upcoming release, Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League.
Argus 3 is taking heavy fire. Get to Park Ridge ASAP.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Bosses.
Smooth.
So far in the trailers, we've consistently seen the symbols of the Justice League's 5 biggest heroes, and we've seen 4 of them in person: Superman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, and Green Lantern. Obviously, they're all going to be boss fights since defeating the corrupted Justice League is the entire premise of the game. But interestingly, we might not see a Harley Quinn / Diana Prince bust up. That's because a few seconds of the trailer show Wonder Woman coming to blows with Superman, which has led to many speculating that Diana is the only hero who hasn't turned evil. But as the Suicide Squad is still a gang of villains enlisted to kill her nearest and dearest, we might still be fighting her yet. We've also not yet seen hints of other popular League heroes like Martian Manhunter or Cyborg. Traversal. With the Arkham games and, more recently, Insomniac's Spider-Man, traversal has become a huge part of modern superhero releases. But without the Dark Knight to glide around with those impeccable flying physics, how will our main characters navigate Metropolis? Well, we may have glimpsed 4 distinct traversal mechanics already in the early cinematics. Harley seems to have gotten her hands on a grappling hook, we've seen Deadshot with a jetpack, and Captain Boomerang has some kind of teleportation. As for King Shark, who knows? Maybe Metropolis will have some underwater areas only he can explore. This means we'll have 4 styles of movement, which is definitely refreshing after we spent 4 games gliding and grappling around, fun as that was.
You screwed it up with penguins, guys. I think they'll kill us if we go back there.
The Teen Titans.
Nightwing.
Starfire?
It's been a while.
I know. You're looking good?
We've so far seen absolutely no hints that the Teen Titans will show up in the game, but they remain a popular DC property and one audiences are familiar with. Plus, the Teen Titans have gone up against an evil Justice League before in their own stories, specifically a 2016 animated movie. This could mean they're in a position to help the Suicide Squad, or potentially that they're working in opposition to the Squad and Waller to try and bring down the Justice League without killing them. Or, alternatively, they could appear in cameo roles or even as mini-bosses, perhaps along with the other members of the Bat family. Now, as Gotham Knights will be all about the Bat family, it's plausible that Rocksteady will give them a break, but we'd still like to see some of these characters.
Hey, isn't that?
He always said we should be together.
That's gotta be torture for him.
Poison Ivy will return.
Ivy!
The Joker died in Arkham City, while Poison Ivy bit the dust near the end of Arkham Knight, after giving her life to save Gotham. So it might sound implausible to suggest Ivy will come back. However, in a few seconds of one of the game's trailers, we did very briefly see the Suicide Squad grabbed by an enormous vine, one of Ivy's trademark moves. It's true that Swamp Thing can also command plants and could potentially appear in the game, but we're choosing to believe that Poison Ivy has made a grand return. Plus, her famous dynamic and romance with Harley might be something Rocksteady wants to tackle again after they basically didn't interact at all in any of the Arkham games. She's not the only character we expect to return from the dead in this game either.
Clearing the toxin took everything she had.
Oh, I see. Her final act was a noble one.
Arkham Asylum. In the trailer shown off at DC Fandom 2021, we got a glimpse of another grand return. Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League is set in the same continuity as the Arkham games, so it'll be nice to go back to where it all began. Many of the shots we saw in the trailer actually mirror Batman's original arrival to the asylum in the 2009 title, including seeing the holding cells area where the Joker broke out and launched the entire plot of Rocksteady's trilogy. It will be awesome to explore Arkham Asylum again, even if it's only very briefly, and see it 2 console generations later in stunning 4K resolution.
Keep your weapons trained on it at all times.
Nemesis. We know we'll be fighting the Justice League, but the Suicide Squad is clearly outmatched and outgunned against these iconic heroes. So, who's going to be helping them learn the heroes' weaknesses to exploit them? We already saw Gizmo, a Teen Titans villain, in a supporting role, but could the Suicide Squad hunt down the arch enemies of the Justice League to get their advice? We did see them at a LexCorp building, which could mean they're going to get some kryptonite from Lex Luthor to take down Superman. We could also see them talk to Reverse Flash or Cheetah to get some helpful hints. As for the other villains they may encounter, we've just seen the Penguin so far, but many Arkham rogues could potentially reappear.
Hello? Ivy? You here?
You shouldn't have come here.
Oh, come on.
Brainiac. Throughout the trailers, we've seen Brainiac, spaceships, metal tentacles, and the Justice League's purple eyes, which all point to the fact Brainiac is the main villain manipulating things behind the scenes. But things have never been this easy with Rocksteady since Arkham Asylum, as both City, Knight, and even WB Montreal's Origins had bait-and-switch villains where it turned out the Joker was the true big bad all along. Given Brainiac's prominence in the trailers, we're assuming that there will be a similar plot twist in Suicide Squad, and that there will be another villain hiding behind the scenes. It could be anyone from Sinestro and the Yellow Lanterns to Darkseid and his parademons, but there's certainly more to Brainiac than meets the eye. Collectibles. We sincerely hope that Suicide Squad will not feature a Metropolis overcome with tiny, green, annoying Riddler trophies to collect. While the riddles themselves were always cool, the many challenges and puzzles were already getting old halfway through Arkham City. In Knight, they became overkill. But collectibles are still a hallmark of these games, and it just wouldn't feel like a Rocksteady DC game without collectibles in some form. So we're sure they'll reappear here somewhere. Even if it's just in the form of various Easter eggs you can spot throughout Metropolis, much like Gotham's riddle answers. Or maybe the Clue Master will leave trophies of his own all over Metropolis so we can do it all again. Batman. The Caped Crusader died at the end of Arkham Knight after the world finally learned his secret identity and he activated the Nightfall Protocol and Wayne Manor exploded. But nobody believes that the Batman is really dead, of course, and especially not with that secret ending scene where we see a bat-like creature prevent a mugging like the one that killed Thomas and Martha Wayne. Batman is also the member of the Justice League who knows the weaknesses of all his fellow heroes, quote, just in case they go rogue, which would make him invaluable. Though, of course, if Batman was active, would Amanda Waller really need to call in the Suicide Squad to deal with the League? Regardless, we're sure the Dark Knight isn't dead. All playable.
Now, I think he's stockpiling arms right here in Gotham. The question is where.
Cobblepot's the best lead we have on Barbara. I need to find that weapons cache.
Possibly the most important thing we know so far about Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is that all 4 members of the squad are going to be playable, along with optional co-op. This puts it on the same level as Gotham Knights, which also has optional co-op and 4 playable characters, while putting it above 2021's Guardians of the Galaxy game, which disappointed many fans by having Star-Lord be the only playable character. We're extremely excited to clobber people with Harley's baseball bat and tear them to shreds as King Shark. This is definitely a natural evolution of the team-up missions in Arkham Knight, where additional characters Nightwing and Catwoman had very different but equally fun gameplay styles. Do you agree with our picks? Don't forget to stick around and check out our other videos on MojoPlays.